Okay, part three of this little Kingspan cladding series. So, as we know, the cladding material is held on cladding rails. So, I'll pop into my model here. On the front of the building here, I've already got in place a curtain wall, and I might do something on that later on as well. But what I want to do is I want to put my Kingspan cladding at the back of the building here. And so we've got our primary structure in place here. What we need now is a secondary structure, which would be the multi-rail system from Kingspan. So positioning this, I'm going to use a beam system on a vertical plane. To do that, what I'm going to do is go into my architecture and I'm going to create a reference plane here. Now, the positioning of the reference plane is going to be important because it controls the position of the rails, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to chance it by actually putting it on the edge uh, of the column there. Now, I'm not really chancing it because um, once I actually go and attach the rails, the beam system to the reference plane, I can actually manipulate it that way. Now, it's important that you name this. Okay, so I'm going to call this reference plane. That's going to be the back elevation. Okay, now there's a specific reason why I'm going to rename this. Okay. Um, right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my reference plane, and as you can see now, I've got it down here. It's the reference plane. That's the importance of naming the reference plane. I'm going to go OK, and it's going to ask me to view this reference plane. I need to be in an east or west elevation. So this is the east side here. So I'm going to open the view on the east side, and I'm going to show you that reference plane. Now, so I'm kind of in business here now, in the sense that I can start drawing on the vertical here, and I'm going to go straight over to my beam systems in structure, beam system, and I'm going to just use my rectangle tool here, and I'll go right from that point there. See the way it's snapping onto the grid of the reference plane as well, which is particularly handy. I'm not going to put it on the ground floor level. I'm going to put it here. Now, so that is the area of my beam system. Notice that the indicator lines here are saying that the rails will go horizontal here, and I could fix them vertical as well if that's what I wanted to do. The other thing I need to do here is choose my rail system. Now, luckily enough, in the new UK libraries, if you go into structural framing, and I think it's into light steel, into the light steel family here, you'll find these Kingspan multi-rails, and they're specifically the ones that I want here. Okay, so you can see there's it's the light gauge Kingspan multi-rail. So I have chose those in. I'm going to put these at a fixed distance. Okay, it's fixed distance, 900 millimeters from the beginning, and I'll hit apply, and now I will go and complete that. And you can see now, and again, if I go into my 3D, you can see I've got a whole rail system going on here. Now, there's a couple of things that the rails are not rotated the correct way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one, and then I'm going to right click and say select all instances in the entire project. And I can come over here to the cross-sectional rotation, and I'll put in 90 degrees, and that's fine. You can see now that they're in the correct um, orientation. All right, so I can click out of that. I'm going to go back into my first floor plan here and watch what I'm going to do. Now I can see the way the rails are coming in onto the beam, so I'm going to move them out. So by picking the reference plane and literally just using my keys here, um, I'm going to shift that whole beam system out, and there it goes, so that they're more or less in place there now. Okay, so I'll pick this up in part 4.